I pressed the left side of my forehead hard against the van window, which was the only cool thing in the car. From this position, I could still watch the road and glance at the rearview mirror to see if Nola had managed to emancipate herself again from the torture device, also known as a car seat, into which I, the mother who claimed to love her and desire her best good, had so callously buckled her. Every part of my body not touching the window pulsated with heat, thanks to the sheer volume of pent-up toddler angst coupled with acute mom stress cohabiting an enclosed space. I'm sharing this story with the permission of both Evie and Nola, my precious, wonderful 11-year-old twin daughters. I yanked my head away from the glass as one of Nola's arms snaked free of its restraint, and she began shoving the chest clasp down toward her belly with the kind of superhuman 3-year-old strength that belied her utter inability to peel the top off a yogurt cup without help. I pulled over as soon as I saw a gap in traffic, and by the time I had swan-dived over the driver's seat, impaling my own belly on the headrest, you're welcome, fellow drivers, for this brazen display of my backside, Nola had wrenched both arms free and was fumbling with the clasp at her waist. Tears pooled in her Disney princess-sized blue eyes, adding a tragic sheen of desperation to her plight. But it was the soundtrack to all this drama, the piteous wail of betrayal emanating from her wide-open mouth that really underscored the fact that I could do nothing to redeem myself. Nothing except free her, of course. But that's not what I did. Instead, for the third time in 15 minutes, I reinserted her arms into the straps, slid the buckle up to the middle of her chest, and, grimly resigned to the death of my hearing, tightened down the belt yet again. The tenor of her wail changed as I heaved myself back into the front seat. What had been a plaintive cry became a screech of such rage that the hairs on my arms prickled with apprehension. And then the thrashing started. Soon I forgot my concern for my own eardrums and began to worry she would do herself actual harm. Over the course of the next 20 minutes, I pulled over no fewer than 4 times to rebuckle her, each time pleading, praying, singing, chiding, and soothing in a vain attempt to convince my car seat-averse daughter that staying buckled would keep her safe. By the time I parked the van in our garage and numbly slid the keys from the ignition, the conclusion to a 45-minute commute that should have taken 20, Nola's shrieks had quieted slightly as her voice gave out in hoarse croaks of protest. My chest constricted as I noticed the angry red welts on her neck from her side-to-side body slams against the straps. She was sweating and disheveled, her eyes both wild and weary. I'm sure I looked much the same. Honestly, I no longer knew what I felt.